Hello, I'm Michelle Cortens, the tree fruit specialist at Perennia who envisioned the Orchard Tools app. And in this video, I'm going to show you everything you need to know to get up and running with Orchard Tools. So on the main screen here is a list of tools that each have a custom keyboard for recording data. Let's review each tool and how it might be used. The King Fruit Diameter tool will let us enter the diameter of king fruit to track the fruit size for thinning. And tracking this information can help us determine when fruitlets are in the size range for chemical thinning. This keyboard is generic, so it could be used for other generic measurements like trunk diameter. The Fruit Diameter tool has a keyboard to measure the diameter of all 5 fruit in a cluster, and by measuring the same fruit over time, we have the information needed to track the fruit growth rate. We can export the data and use it in the predicting fruit set model for thinning decisions. Next, the Fruitlet Counter tool has a keyboard with buttons from 1 to 5, and those are used to record the number of fruitlets in a cluster. And if you're targeting 1 or 2 fruit in a cluster, you can measure how close to that target you achieve. So compare the natural fruit drop of untreated control trees with the treated trees to evaluate a thinning program. The Fruit Size Category tool has a keyboard with buttons in 1/4 inch category increments, so we can record fruit by size grade at harvest. And the Fruit Color category has a keyboard with buttons in 10% increments, so we can record fruit by percent red blush color. Use either of these tools to monitor fruit quality on a subset of fruit prior to harvest or in a bin during harvest for quality control. These are also useful for comparing fruit quality of treatments in research projects. In the app settings, you can customize tools by rearranging them and turning them off. I'm going to leave them all activated. When we select a tool, we're asked to create a project where the data will be stored. After we set up a few projects, we can choose how we want the project sorted using the button on the top right corner. After we create a project in a tool, it will come with some options. I'll add some data so we can review what's on the project page. Along the top are the project options. The first is the settings icon, where we can edit the name and the variety and block. We also have the option to delete the project, but a pop-up window will ask us to confirm the delete because it cannot be undone. The next option is export. This will take everything we've recorded in this project so far and generate a CSV file with the data organized into columns. I email the file to myself so I can open it on my computer in Excel. The last project option is analysis. The in-app analysis shows us averages in a graph over time. This is for quick reference. We can scroll large graphs from side to side. You can see here that my king fruit have been growing about 1 millimeter a day. Next to each data collection date are options related to the individual date. The analysis tool will give us a quick average on that specific date. But we can also add a note like it was cold and wet if we think that's going to affect our thinning outcome. And in the settings, we can edit or delete the collection date. Finally, let's go over a built-in iPhone option that might be useful in the field. Access the control center on your iPhone. Here we can change our phone to dark mode by touching and holding the brightness control, then tapping dark mode on. The app background is now black and the text is white. Turn off dark mode in the same way. Now you're familiar with the tools and features of the Orchard Tools app. Time to collect and interpret data for sweet success.